I do I guess you'd call it an alternative form of chiropractic. I have for about 6 years. And whenever I'm in New York, I go to see Dr. Cliff Inkles. And he had some extra juice from the universe or something today. I still am like 37% sure it's all in my head, but I feel like, woo, I'm like one with the universe right now. Hello. Welcome to Life Power Wellness. My name is Dr. Cliff Inkles, and I'll be taking care of you today. Does it surprise you when people are skeptical of the work?
It's not so much skepticism. Just comes from not knowing and not understanding. This kind of work, people call it energy work. I am a chiropractor. It's based in the chiropractic principle. So I totally embrace that.
I don't know if I ever told you, I went to a demonstration to see Network done,
Right.
and I literally laughed at the people in the room. And I had a session and went, wow, what was that? And I've been going for 6 years. I left religion because I was skeptical, right? So going into kind of a alternate way of medicine, if you will, although it's not that, it's chiropractic. I've actually seen profound changes in my life and my body since I started doing the work. But I still am like, is this all just in my head?
I will tell you this, my experience is the greatest fear that people have is their greatness. They fear their greatness. So when they can experience in their body liberation, freedom, we're not talking some mystical thing, really connecting to energy and what that energy does to enlighten them, make them feel more happy, make them feel more alive, make them feel more in their power. That's something that initially that's what skepticism really is about.
So you described it as like alternative chiropractic, but it looks more like energy healing or energy manipulation. What does it feel like when he's doing his little lay on hands and snaps and presses?
It's kind of like, when you stretch, you're like working something out, and it like feels good to stretch, and like I'm doing it right now, like I'm moving my shoulder, and it like made me want to move my neck, and he is there kind of directing where to put the attention and put the energy. And I don't know what what they look for or what they notice, but kind of as you go through the practice, it just opens up different movement patterns that somehow they say opens up different energy flows, specifically like where you're stuck. And what this work does is kind of get it to move into more useful areas.
If you're starting to find out that different contacts at different parts of the spine created different shifts in people's lives, in people's health, relationships, and so on and so forth.
And when you say a contact, you just mean a touching of the spine or certain spot on the nervous system, correct?
Well, it's a certain part. We're actually making contact to what we call a gateway. A gateway is the interface between structure and energy.
The way that I logically process it is that traditional chiropractic says you get subluxations in the spine, you go in, you crack them back into place. Over time, because of tension in the nervous system, they get pulled back out, you go back to the chiropractor, and they snap them back into place. And that network is more on the nervous system that causes the subluxations in the first place. So there's no cracking, but over time, as this eases, the spinal cord comes back into place.
So it's not that there's no adjustment. There are different ways in which the body, the spine, and the nervous system can get affected by stress. Back in the day, in the very beginning of chiropractic, the concern was, or the focus was on the spinal cord itself, more so than just going in and trying to move the bone.
I sometimes hesitate to tell people about network chiropractic because the reality is, if you work on me for 4 sessions, I feel like I'm one with the universe and am like a scary amount of empathetic, almost to the point where I can like feel people walking down the street. But it feels, I don't know how to explain that.
You can explain how you feel. You explain what your response was. The beauty of this work is that, and the beauty of chiropractic was founded on the principle of tone, of nervous system in a proper state of tone, and the body in a state of tone, and life in a state of tone. And so what Network does, what Network Spinal Care is really all about, is expanding one's toolbox to create the best opportunity for you to shift, to change, to grow, to feel what it really means to be in the world on a global level.
Really zenned out. I think I remember feeling like I was stuck on a certain issue. Like there was something going on in my life, and I got into this position, and I literally felt like I downloaded the answer. It was bizarre. I think I bring a healthy amount of skepticism to everything I do. But after that experience, it was like whatever that was not just in my head. That was the release of some thing that I had been carrying around.
Right. Everything we've talked about today, what this work does, but it creates sustainable strategies for constant, consistent access to unlimited energy supplies, and at the end of the day, that's really what life is about.
One of the things Dr. Cliff said to me the last time I was here in New York was he said, I was right in the middle of the session, he's like, we need to get you out of your upper mental, whatever that means, I don't know, and more into that place of ease where everything just flows. And that's how I feel every time I walk out of there. I'm like, oh, right. Here I am. And here is life. It's happening now. Not in the future, not in the past. Here it is. There's no stress in the now. Everything's fine. And you make better decisions from that spot. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.